3, 2, 1.
We're building some of the largest rockets Kerbal has ever seen. Some of. There are people that do ridiculously insane shit in this game. But go to greenmangaming.com to support our endeavors, which are just as good. Come on, head down to the description. Hey! Check it out. We have the ship. This is the Pegasus. And I am much more comfortable saying Pegasus. Even though it's the same amount of syllables as Outlaw Star. But Outlaw Star was a super vague anime reference. No one remembers Outlaw Star, damn it! Anyway, we have some work to do. And that is not attached. That is not attached at all. Actually, you know what we can do? You release. Disarm the arm. Okay. First things first, I need, we should have put a spin joint on the end there. And we didn't. Because we're dumb. Alright, so first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna... Apparently right now these are at a 47-degree angle, so we're gonna get them... Wait, no, that's that piece. No, you go back to 50. 44. Yeah, go 44, go 44. Alright, so... Give these a 150-degree spin, traverse rate of 28. You know, just so we get there sometime this century. And oh, thank you for fucking... Alright, engage the damn motor, because apparently the thing that we've mounted them on is garbage. Can I separate this piece of shit? If we slammed something into it hard enough, yes. Alright, wait, I got an idea. Set everything to 0. There we go. 0. Not -9. We're gonna set everything to absolute 0. Damn it. Come on! Work with me, you arm shit! You arm shit! These things are gonna shear off when we get... The first time we burn the gun. Get the fucking... Stop spinning! Wait, torque. Just give it torque. Okay. It was the torque that was fucking us up. See, these things are meant to spin and just not stop spinning. Oh shit, fuck. Ah! No! 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 You do no! You do not do that. Okay, we need to get these things down now. No, other way, other way, other way. Get that down at a 65-degree angle. Oh, and of course, the other one is spinning the wrong way, too. These arms are pissing me off. It's mostly the joint at the bottom that's pissing me off, but these arms are pissing me off. I need to make it so that this thing doesn't move. And I think I know how we could do it. Let's see here. Mr. Kerman, I need you out on an EVA. You're chief engineer on this side of the ship anyway. Alright, here's what you're gonna do. You see this, you're gonna pick up that EVA strut and you're gonna attach it straight onto these bastards. And then these bastards are gonna stop spinning. Just like that. Okay, and you're also gonna attach the rest of the struts here. This way we're not... This way we ain't fucking losing contact with this thing. This engine is on for good. This one won't move. Though we could use it to lock down the arm. You know what? That's a good idea. Lock down the arm with one of these struts. It'll hold. Alright, pick this up. This is the one part of the ship we don't need to be perfect. We just need it to hold. Lock down the arms. Like, at this point, we're just gonna tie them down, because they're too much of a pain in the ass. And they serve very little purpose on the next mission. We might have to... We need another, we need another tool shed. One with a real arm this time. Preferably. Let me see here. It's no good. This strut's not gonna work. So that's 2 struts that are out of commission. Alright, we'll have to use the mega utility struts all the way out on the pylons. These are the mega utility struts all the way out on the pylons. They keep the rocket from exploding. So, go ahead, let go. Activate your jetpack. Let's get this ball rolling. This first set is going to attach to the front of the vessel. As far up as we can get it. There, right on the control port. And then that second one will attach via the other side. And by second one, I mean the one on the... all the way down here. Okay, now we're making progress. See? Pick that up, and let's get that onto the front of the ship. The front of the... there it goes. Okay. Hopefully that'll hold the ship together. And if it doesn't, we got 2 more. These 2 are going to attach to the lab module. So about there somewhere, I guess. It's gonna kinda look like a giant sailing ship when we're done with it, with all these wires hanging out. Come on, come on. Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up. There you go. Alright, easy, easy. Go, 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 go. Attach it just below the solar panel, actually. Alright, cool. We're good on that front. Head on back in so you don't run out of jetpack. Even though you have enough for over 4 times as much. I don't know. We'll get Jofke out here. Jofke hasn't done anything since he came aboard. So I'll transfer him down to engineering. This is engineering. Alright. Okay. We're getting somewhere. Jofke, wait, that's Jeb, Billy Bob Guard, Bill, Mr. Kerman, and Jofke. Oh, Jofke, my friend. You're gonna let go, you can turn. Oh my god, why does your suit glow? This is glorious! The glory! Alright, let's see here. One strut to the tool shed. Okay. This is looking good. Let's keep this up. Pick that up. Easy. Don't fly off into space, please. Alright. There we go. That is a cool-ass suit. Jesus Christ. Alright. Now that all that crap is attached, we need to perform some in-orbit maneuver tests. And if they go badly, the tool shed is coming off, and we might actually go without it. Alright, let's see here. We're gonna start with a... Actually, we're gonna start with a quick save. That's what we're gonna start with. Here we go. Alright. And we're gonna start with a simple roll. Just give me a roll. It's very slow because it's extremely heavy, and the SAS system doesn't exactly give it the best rotation speed, but it does have rotation speed. It's going to be extremely slow going. But we'll get there. You know, eventually. Spin the wheels back. And good. SAS system engage. Just keep that thing stable as hell. Push comes to shove, we'll just time accelerate out of any important things. That thing has 4,000 meters per second of delta V. Huh. Okay, so Kerman low orbit to Duna low orbit is 1,500. So we have enough to get there and back, technically, but I'd like to fill the rest of the tanks. Then we'll see where we stand. Because now that we're actually getting this thing in orbit, we'll actually be able to see exactly where we stand. All right, anyway, let's get some fuel up here. What time is it? Oh, shit. We're here. So... This is the tanker. This launched a while ago on a slightly modified, the God rocket. Yeah, that's what it launched on. It's 3 in the morning. Why do you ask? No. So let's see if we can dock this beast. Oof. It's gonna be slow going, isn't it? First of all, it's aiming the wrong way. Oh, wait, hang on. There you go. Do you need some, oh, no, wait, no. It's trying to turn itself back around. Jeez, I don't know how that's gonna fare when the engines start firing. Maybe we just secure them again when it comes time to fire engines. Because, as you guys can see, we're still having trouble with the arms. I swear to fuck. Damn it. Hang on. Alright, that's looking better. Get working on the other arm. I love doing this when I first get up here. After an obnoxiously long rocket trip with the fuel tanker. Anyway, so quick design notes about the fuel tanker. It does have a name. It is called the 111 tanker, and the reason it's called the 111 tanker is because then it will appear at the top of my vehicle list in the vehicle assembly building. Okay. So which one do we want to control here? Let's try the tanker today. Oh, I cheated a little bit. I just turned on infinite electricity. Actually, I'm going to keep that on for this, because I put the massive solar panels on, but in my haste, I forgot batteries. So I will definitely fix that with a number of radioisotope thermoelectric generators for the next tanker launch. Alright. Give it docking autopilot, and its speed limit is going to be 0.1. Are they moving closer together? Yes, although this thing has SAS activated and is in a constant state of motion. Can we just time accelerate, please? They are moving further apart. Okay. I mean, it's not a problem. Just please turn the goddamn autopilot there off. These are both extremely huge craft, and let's just play this safe. Wait, hang on. I actually do want to see how this performs. Something to be said about its fuel efficiency, but every time we bring a new piece of equipment up here, this thing is usually really good at docking. What I tell you, it's actually moving closer to the target. Plus, once we're docked, we'll be able to fuel it up with whatever RCS we might need. We brought a lot. This is one of the last cargo shipments for this vessel, too. After this, we're going to get a lander hooked up on the forward docking port, and then we're heading out on the maiden voyage. This is the big one. Well, it's not the big one, but it is the first of many big ones. We're gonna see how this beast performs. Oh, and it is a beast at this point. Anyway, speaking of the tanker, it's mostly bare bones design, especially towards the bottom, but it's controlled via multiple advanced reaction wheels on both the top and bottom section of the tanker, and at some point there's gonna be RC frickin' SAS modules, reaction wheels down the bottom of the rocket as well. The drain on that, 7 or so a day. It's not great. But we are still moving forward towards it, I think. On the contrary, we are way off course. Can we disengage this autopilot, see what time acceleration does for us? Just brings it in a little bit closer, please. That's good. Times 50 there. Override the start distance. Go. Override that. Anyway, it's 4 enormous fuel tanks, plus one of those Central 5 engine divider fuel tanks. Some of these adapter fuel tanks and these top fuel tanks, which comprise most of this ship's fuselage, but thankfully we only really have to fuel about 2.5 of the big tanks, which means the other tanks can be dedicated to filling out the rest of the rocket. And we already filled the Mark II adapter fuselage. Can we activate time, Excel again? See where we lie with this. At this point, things are moving so slow, we have to use time accelerator. May want to consider slowing down now. We're never gonna dock, are we? Too much control at the front of the ship. I'm gonna do this manually. Please activate SAS and give it control there. Reaction wheels only on that front, though. All right, push forward. See, it fucked up. Not to burn too much mono. Come on, people. Keep killing our momentum off in that direction. Almost done it, actually. Easy now. I can see the docking port. It's not too crooked, but they're gonna have to be perfectly aligned here. Alright. Disengage your RCS system. Give me the tanker. Make sure we're still controlling from here. All right, we are aimed directly at the target. That's good. It's coming in. All right. Show me something beautiful. Oh, no. No, no, no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. You're perfect. Just keep doing that. Easy. We need to go back in the other direction. That's the key. I should have been pressing this whole goddamn time. Because now we got upward momentum and everything else in between. It's so close to... Alright, we got magnet lock on it. Oh, god damn it. Back us up from the docking port. Back us up or we're going to lose the shielding. Way too much fuel here. Alright. Easy now. Give me the other ship. Just needs a nudge. Aim at the target. Give it RCS. You, target. Try this again. As perfect as gonna get. Let's make it work. Magnet should be kicking in about now. Worth noting this docking maneuver has to be absolutely perfect because the two objects are obnoxiously heavy. Yes. Just no more RCS, okay? No more. No more. Let's, why are we backing away? Stop that. Alright, I'll be back. Okay, so I've been at this for a really long time now, and we're not getting anywhere. However, I've come up with a pretty wild idea that we might be able to pull off. Give me the controls. So this is part of our problem. The front thrusters here are way too powerful. We need fewer of them. Okay. Get me SAS control. Now, for the risky part. We're gonna try grabbing it with the arm. I don't know if that'll give us the cross feed we need, but it's worth a shot. Alright. Mr. Kerman, please, cut the line. Alright. This will be the first time we actually use this thing in orbit, so... up a bit. I think that's up. entirely sure. This would be up, and this would be... Yep, that's it. Okay. So aim us in that direction with the thrusters. Yeah, we need a way to... We need a more effective way of doing this. Why is it that the thrusters just don't seem to be working? Okay, now we need to kill that momentum. Okay, I'll be back again. Okay, it is a full 12 hours later. So now instead of 3 a.m., it's 3 p.m. No, I have not been at this for the past 12 hours. But we finally have a frickin' dock lined up. And let me explain what happened here. Alright, so... we still have infinite electricity on, but eventually I turned on infinite propellant. It's just for the monopropellant. Don't worry. We will fix that issue before the next tanker launch. And that's another thing. The tanker is doing all of the work now. Which means my next order of business is going to be making this thing the most brutally efficient maneuver possible so that the next tanker doesn't go through this crap. I don't know how we're gonna do that. Maybe we'll make the engine lighter. I'm not entirely sure how we'll do that because this right here is part of the lifting stage that actually gets the rocket into orbit. So that's gonna be fun, isn't it? But we're also going to need to sort out the power issue, which I think we could just line this part here with some radioisotope thermoelectric generators, and that'll be that. Because what's the problem here is these two objects are extremely heavy, so we have to dock at excruciatingly slow speeds. This docking maneuver started at 0.01 meters per second. To put that in perspective, when they dock with the space station, like in real life, the ISS, they do it at 0.0325 meters per second. So we were going at less than 1/3 the speed that they do in real life. These are the heaviest objects ever to be put into orbit, and don't let anyone forget that. Alright. I think we're finally getting it here. I think we finally have our docking coming up here. In just a second, you can see it getting closer and closer. Oh! It took so long! Let's just get the fuel on board, please! Okay. So it looks like the center stage is full. So let's start with the central tank here. And fill up these tanks. We had to dip into the actual tanker reserves a little bit to get it up here. Honestly, I think we could have done without doing that, but here we are. so who cares? Shut up. Alright, that looks good. Cut us over to the other side here. We'll just empty what's left into this tank. And then when the tanker leaves, the top stage will be extremely light, hopefully. Whatever fuel is left, we're going to dump into the actual movement stage of the rocket. So, that's good, isn't it? Alright, get some into the lower stage here, please. This part might take a long time. These are the heaviest things we have. Like, I cannot stress that enough. These things are incredibly heavy. Incredibly heavy. I need these enormous rockets in order to lift them into orbit, and they're using the heaviest engines I have available, which is the Mastodon. The Mastodon is so heavy. We might need more fuel. I don't know yet. We'll see what happens here. We're still trickling fuel out of this center fuselage. So we'll see what happens. Alright, that's good for that one. Actually, give me this and this one. Yeah, fill it up. Or at least empty out the fuel tank here. We have a ton of fuel to transfer, and by a ton, I mean it's a lot more than a ton. We have tons and tons and tons and tons of fuel here. There's enough fuel in both of these engines to fill a small lake. And that's not an exaggeration. It's a lot of fuel. Like, it is so much fuel. Alright, these two are nearly filled up here, which is fantastic. Alright, let's get to work on the cones now. These top tanks here on the cones we don't need to fill, they're already full. So, thank fuck for that. The Pegasus spacecraft is an incredibly laggy ship, though. The tanker, however, the tanker's not very laggy, actually, if you can believe it. The tanker's not laggy at all. In fact, I was getting pretty solid frame rate while flying it. It's not a lot of parts, though. Like, you have your engines, your rear fuselage, a central control point, and then the tanker itself, which is really mostly just giant-ass fuel tanks. Alright, central one is depleted. Let's use these now. And another thing, we can dip into that back stage, like the ascent stage. If we so desire, we can dip into that a little bit. Alright. Nope, not that one. That's the wrong one. It's this one and this one, I believe. I don't know. Just go ahead and fill it. We need to fill all of them eventually. I will be extremely, a lot more comfortable if we just fill the whole rocket. Because then I know we're not launching anything lopsided, which will lead to a lot of problems and very likely will lead to canceling any mission we're currently on. Okay, that cone is out. Move on to the top cone. See if we can just top off the tank here. Come on, top it off. Work with me here. All right, very nice. I just wanted to fill that cone. Now I can devote the rest of this fuel to another cone. All right, tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna start moving big fuel, like real big. Now, the good news is, over here, we only need to fill about 3.5 tanks. And these fuel tanks are structured relatively the same to what we have here on the Pegasus. You have your big central tank, a cone, and then a smaller cone following that. Same here. Only these have the drive adapters, which is a little bit more fuel, but again, we could dip into the bottom here, and that's a big tank on the bottom. That's 23,000 fuel. Alright, that's out. Oh, this entire section's out. Okay, we've actually gone through about half the fuel on board. Tell you what, top this off. Let's finish up these big tanks. Full. Empty. Here's one. Wait, no, not in. In here. They were going backwards. What would we do without fuel transfer? Probably asteroid mining. I've never actually been truly interested in this game's mining component. I mean, I tried the mining component back when mining was a mod. It was so slow and so boring. I put that stuff on a Munlander and it was not fun. It also burned a lot of power. But yeah, that's where mining comes from. It used to be a mod. Okay. Alright, last tank here is gonna... Nope, not that one. Last tank here is gonna... Nope, not that one either. Last tank here is gonna... Not that one? Wait. Wait, yes, that one. Anyway, never mind. Okay, which one is not full? This one. That's the one we've been... no, stop! Stop it! Wrong way. Also, that tank is empty. Wait, so is this tank and that tank and that tank. Oh, fuck. Wait. Then what's left? Am I confused? I think we filled all the tanks here. Let's see. 1, full. Tank number 2, full. Tank number 3, full. Tank number 4, full. Tank number 5, also full. The S3-S4 adapter tank is not full. That's 2,000 fuel, and we have 18,000 left. We also need to fill these drive cones, though, so... No telling how much fuel that's gonna be. Again, we're just gonna dip into the back here. Whatever fuel reserves this ship has left, we're gonna just drain the whole thing. We're also gonna fill up on monopropellant as much as we can. What? Why'd you stop? Oh, auto-saving. Okay. And good. That's that cone. Get the next cone. Whoops. I just drained it. Alright, so this thing's center of mass is now somewhere around the tool shed. And is slowly moving back towards this thing's main engine. This thing's main engine is a beast. It's 25 freaking Wolfhound engines. Which is a really good engine for for vacuum. I was really tempted to... My original idea was to have something like, you know, like, you know the ship from Star Wars, the Corvette, I forget its exact name, but the Rebel Corvette. I was envisioning an engine cluster somewhat similar to that. Anyway, cone 1 full, cone 2 full, cone 3 full, cone 4 is full, and cone 5 is full. So that's all the cones. Now we just need the engine drives, which is 4,000 each. We have enough to fill 3 of these. We might actually make it. We might make it. Huh. I think there's only 2 drive cones left to fill, too. That's impressive as hell that we managed to pull that off. Alright. I'm gonna check each and every cone. And by cone, I mean the back here. This one's good, this one's good. That one is not. Oops, no. I keep hitting the wrong one. Get a good look at the engine there. Those are big engine nozzles, too. I know I keep coming up with all these different names, like cores, cones, nozzles. I believe the correct term is actually engine nozzles. You see that? I think it was Northrop Grumman. They just did a solid rocket booster test, and the nozzle exploded. No, like that's actually how you would describe what happened. It exploded. Like the engine kept going. The engine didn't explode, but the cone exploded. Wait a minute, is that all of them? Let's see, that one's good. That one's good. That one's good. That one's good, and that one is good. Okay, we're just gonna check every single tank. Alright, so we just checked the cones there. Good. 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 Double check that one. Cones, just one more time. Good. 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 And good. And there's no need to check the top. Which means that Pegasus, fuel-wise, is now completely fueled and ready to go. Alright, let's get some monopropellant on board. The tanker carries 5 monopropellant tanks. And we're gonna fill the ones at the very top of the engine block here with as much fuel as the tanker can spare. Mostly out of the radial tanks, though. Because we're trying to keep it balanced, and we're already going to have to transfer fuel out of the side and move it into either the central tank or the lower stage. Pegasus needs a constant stream of monopropellant. We've refueled this thing with monopropellant more than we've refueled it with actual fuel. Wait a minute. That's a tank? Okay, never mind. We're not done with fuel yet, but we're gonna finish up monopropellant first. We have these 4 cones on the outer rim. Very good. There should be 3 of our 4 main tanks. Fuck, stop, no. You're going backwards again. Luckily, we have so much power, it doesn't even matter. Okay, so orbit-wise, we started on the very dark side of Kerbin when we came into dock. And that took half of an orbit in order to get us docked. And now, fueling has taken so long, we're nearing the dark side of Kerbin again. It's a big rocket. Like, really big rocket. Oh. Alright, that remaining tank, I'd like to use it to fill the initial monopropellant reserve. We launched that on Odyssey 1. It's the main monopropellant tank on the ship. Will you have enough? Yes! You will. And these we're not even gonna bother with. They're full enough. It's fine. This carries so little monopropellant, it doesn't even matter, but... yeah, whatever, go ahead. It'll be better to rebalance the whole ship. And besides, this stage is in the middle anyway. Alright. It should end up with about 10 liters of monopropellant. And 10 liters of monopropellant isn't exactly going to send it into a death spiral. 11.31. I was off slightly. Whatever. It's fine. It's cool. Oh, we also have a top fuel tank here. Carries about 180. Sure, why not? Fill that up too. We have enough fuel in this last tank here to fill the rest of the fuel tanks, so... might as well fill it up all the way. Just completely filled to the gills with fuel. If we turn this into a ballistic missile, it would work. Of course, we would not do that. There are Kerbals on board. With very wobbly cameras for some reason. Filled in. Jeb, what are you doing up there? Hold the camera steady. Hey. Okay, we got that tank filled. Now, apparently these top tanks have fuel capacity as well, so fill that. And there's 4 of those. 440 times 4 is about 1,760 oxidizer. 1,700. 1,760. I mean, we have enough here for about 3 times that amount, so... It's a big fuel tank. Like, it's a big ship. Most of it is a fuel tank. Like, I don't even think this is our final engine. My plan is to give this thing pretty much an unlimited range. Like, if it wants to make a round trip to Elu, then it's gonna make a round trip to Elu. It's gonna have to come back and refuel first, but I want it to have the absolute longest range possible. Alright. Nearly done with the second one. The problem with range, though, is I don't think this engine is powerful enough. Yeah. I know what you're sitting there thinking. It isn't good enough! That's what I thought. This is an insanely powerful engine, guys. But it's not good enough. I think if we got rid of the tool shed, we could shed off some insane weight. And if we ditch the arms, we definitely can get rid of some weight. We're ditching this tool shed after this next mission, by the way. The arms, not worth it. Or at least not with these hinges. We remove the hinges and cut it down to 1 arm, then that'll work. Alrighty. Last cone. It is such a big ship, though. Yikes. How does NASA get away with their incredibly tiny ship plans? Their little space station in orbit around the moon is gonna have an ion engine. Yeah, an ion engine. I recorded a video, by the way, for that ion-powered rover. The ion-powered Too Smart. I hit the brakes and it slowed down and eventually came to a stop with the engine engaged, mind you. So, I would describe it as worthless. Okay, so is that all 4 monopropellant tanks? Yes. And that's all 4 top cones? Yes. Alright. Transfer the remaining fuel from this tank into this tank. Okay, this tank too. But fuck, no, stop. right. This is looking good. Oh, for fuck's sake. Just move it into the central tank here. It'll drain faster out of both tanks. Both the oxidizer tank and the liquid fuel tank. Okay. Loaded to the gills here. Now I'm thinking this is the largest object we've ever deorbited. They keep getting bigger, I know. It's insane. Okay, so... Are we sure we don't want to fill these tanks? Fine. Fill them quickly. This one... We can effectively fill 3 out of 4 of them with what's left in this tank, and then just top it off with another tank. That should be all the monopropellant tanks around the rim here. Very nice. Okay. Alright, last tank is this one. Thankfully, we have 2 of these monopropellant tanks left. And they're big. They are big tanks. Big enough to fill about 15 of these small tanks. 15! Yeah, I know. That's a lot. Alright, how about that stage? Of course, that's the reserve tank. And even then, that's only going to give us a very small burst. Alright. When I say loaded to the gills, I do mean loaded to the fucking gills. There's absolutely nothing else that we can load up here. Commence undocking and slowly back us away. Quick as you like. This thing has 3,200 meters per second of delta V remaining, which should be more than enough to get us home. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off infinite propellant. I only had infinite propellant on for the monopropellant. We're cheating very, very little. I'm gonna keep the infinite electricity on, though. Because this thing's power efficiency is horrible. Like, if it's electricity, fine. If it's monopropellant, sure, as long as it's nothing incredibly major. If it's liquid fuel or oxidizer, that's off the table. We can't cheat with liquid fuel and oxidizer. I will not use that for maneuvers, unless it's like a simple deorbit. Again, I get 1 veto on that every year. We already used our veto for 2019. It's kind of nice when it's not too heavy. Wait a minute. What about these tanks? Oh, crap. Yeah, we're gonna be unbalanced, but whatevs. This is a ballistic deorbit. Let's see what happens. Oh, those are going nuts. Although it does seem stable. Let me know when we're entering Atmo here. That is actually impressive that it is still stable. See if we can hit the ocean here. Actually, just burn it all. Burn everything. Burn everything. Actually, everything might be too much. How are we doing on mono? Actually not draining that bad. Whoa, okay, we're getting perfect frame right now because we stepped away from our ship. Went out of render distance. That's good. Alright, stop right there. It is now ballistic. It's ballistic. It's gonna enter the atmosphere and explode. Hopefully. Close all our windows so we can witness the gorgeousness of this thing's catastrophically steep re-entry. The solar panels frickin' fly off and... oh, it'll be beautiful. Oh. Getting hot. Getting hot and steamy. Bit of a spin to it. Or the spinning stopped. Yep, the panels fell off. All at the same time, actually. That was neat. Yes! Burn! 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 Alright, so the current record for fastest splashdown speed is just over a kilometer. Just under a kilometer. Sorry. This might be worse. If it's... Jesus Christ! Alright, it's spinning! That's what I'm talking about! This is the best part of the video. It's not gonna break the record. It failed to break the record. And splashdown! 617 meters per second. It's fucking pancaked. Fucking pancakes. Smack dab in the middle of the ocean. No land to be seen for miles. That is gorgeous. Alright. That'll do it for this episode of the Headhunter Space Program, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, go ahead and hit the like button really hard with your head. Just don't hurt yourself while doing it. That's the last thing I want, is to be held accountable for you hurting yourself.